you ever just felt the urge, the nudging of the Holy Spirit to spend time with Him, to enter into the secret place and just worship God? It's almost like the Father is calling to His children, recognizing that our cup is slowly emptying, making us aware of something that we aren't necessarily aware of ourselves. Well, today I want to talk about Psalms 4:3 that says, "Know that the Lord has set apart His faithful servant for Himself. The Lord hears when I call to Him." And I think that verse is really powerful and super relatable because so often I have found myself just getting this nudge from the Holy Spirit, God essentially asking me to set apart time for Him. It's interesting to me because God has set us apart. He set us apart so that we recognize when we need to set ourselves apart for Him. Ministry, our ability to shine as the light that He's called us to shine as, our ability to pour life and light into the lives of others, come only from our intimate pursuit of Him. It is not from striving, but instead from abiding. And so my question is, like David, do you know that the Lord hears clearly when you call to Him? And I think the inverse of that question is probably how we answer it. Do we recognize the voice of God when He is calling to us? Are we setting ourselves apart and giving ourselves time and space available to be refilled with His presence and His promise? And if the answer is not clear, then clearly we need to take part in setting ourselves apart. And it could be something as simple as taking a walk alone and having a conversation with God. Like the good Father that He is, He just wants me to tell Him exactly my joys and my pains, my victories and my losses, because He's interested in spending time with me. But personally, where I tend to pour myself out the most is through worship. This is a place where I can empty my vessel. And I often say that we are vessels, and we will either be filled with the image of God through intentional pursuit and the emptying of ourselves of what does not look like Christ, or the world will be very intentional in our complacency about filling us with what it looks like. And if that's the case, all we will ever have to pour out for others is that poison. And so we have a choice. We either set ourselves apart for the one who first set Himself apart for us and fill ourselves with His life-giving flow so that we have that light and life to pour out for others, or we find ourselves as complacent believers having the world pour itself into us and reproducing its image instead of Christ's. But you were meant and made for more. So when God is knocking at the door of your heart, do not ignore it. If anything, kick that door wide open. Let His presence, His light, and His life infill your vessel. Let it fill your cup to overflowing, because that overspilling of His light and life might just be the thing that opens the eyes of another to the truth of who He is. Be the vessel that He's called you to be.